the submissions of our colleague, the Deputy Minister of Finance. He has no submissions on his own, save that he keeps referring to submissions made by this side. But he's made a very fundamental submission that is in error. He contends through his submissions that ECG, there is some prudence and efficiency there. Mr. Speaker, what he is failing to tell this House is that this year alone, utility tariffs have gone up by over 18%. They have also, Mr. Speaker, all the tariffs that
Honorable
have
Minority
gone
Leader,
up.
you have your turn to debate.
No, Mr. Speaker, it's a point of order.
You have your turn to debate.
Mr. Speaker, it's a point of order.
If he says something that you said is not true, then you can interrupt.
Mr. Speaker, Speaker, with respect, I am on a point of order.
So what is your point of order?
5 minutes, 10 minutes of my time.
Mr. Speaker.
What is the point of order?
Very well. Mr. Speaker, my point of order is grounded on the fact that he is misleading the House by presenting some facts that do not support the reality. What he is saying is that
I'm interested in hearing the misleading.
Sure. What he is saying is that at ECG, they are getting more revenue now because of prudence to enable them pay their debt. Mr. Speaker, that is not correct and is misleading.
Yes, so
and I'll
state the
explain to
correct
you why.
position.
Mr. Speaker, it is misleading because the revenue increase is as a result of the 18% tariff adjustment we have seen thus far. 2, on the issue of their ability to pay more to the IPPs, it's as a result of the 1 Ghana cedi levy they've imposed at the pumps, because they came here and said that because the energy sector was accumulating debts, they needed to impose
Minority
energy
Leader,
sector.
what is your point of order? Is it the case that the revenue is not increasing or it is not increasing?
Mr. Speaker, thank you for patiently inquiring. It is his contention that the revenue increase at ECG is as a result of prudent management. That is his contention. My rebuttal in terms of the misleading fact is that the revenue increase is as a result of the 18% tariff adjustment. It's not because of prudent management. 2, Mr. Speaker, the IPPs that they are getting more money funds to pay them. It's as a result of the 1 Ghana cedi per liter of petroleum, that levy they introduced, the Dumso levy. It is as a result of that Dumso levy, because in your submissions before the House, when you brought the levy, your argument was that the energy sector was accumulating debt. Therefore, you needed to impose this 1 Ghana cedi per liter. So if you say there's prudent
with
management,
all due respect, this doesn't qualify within our rules as point of order. That is your opinion.
No.
He is also entitled to his opinion.
Mr. Speaker,
if you have the opportunity to debate,
Mr. Speaker,
you may do so. I do not consider this to be misleading the House, which may probably form a subject matter or privileges by the rules.
Mr. Speaker, with respect.
I recognize Honorable Ayariga.
Mr. Speaker, with respect.
I recognize Honorable Ayariga.
Very well, if that is your pleasure.
Mr. Speaker, when the minority leader rose up and caught your eye, you asked him, and he said he was rising on a point of order. And you asked specifically which point of order. Then he said the Honorable Deputy Minister is misleading the House. Mr. Speaker, I want him to show me specifically which provisions of our standing orders say that he can rise on a point of order claiming that a member is misleading the House. Mr. Speaker, let me read the Order 122 from beginning to end, because all our, what do they call it? Our viewers are here, the televisions are on. 122 says, debate may be interrupted, A, by a point of order being raised, B, by a matter of privilege suddenly arising, C, by a point of information, elucidation, or clarification. There's nothing about misleading the House. D, by attention being called to the absence of a quorum. E, by attention being called to the presence of a stranger in the House. F, upon a point of procedure. These are the grounds for interrupting a debate. And if you want to further raise a point of order, you must also go to content of speech. That is Order 123. And show that the speech being made by the person on whom you are raising a point of order violates the provisions of Order 123 on the content of a speech. And it also says that a member or a person entitled to participate in a debate shall not make reference to any matter on which judicial decision is pending. So judicial decision pending, you can't comment on it. So a point of order can be raised. A member shall not use offensive, abusive, insulting, blasphemous, or unbecoming words, or impute improper motives, or impugn the integrity of a member. So those are the grounds on which you can say that a member is out of order because the content of his speeches violates these orders. And then, members shall not raise any specific question upon which the House has come to a conclusion during the current session. That is 5. And then 6, the speech of a member shall be relevant to the subject matter under consideration. These are the matters that content of speech allow you to raise a point of order. I have heard people now and again rise up and say the member is misleading the House. No specific provision grounds you to raise a point of order simply by saying that this member is misleading the House. So the Honorable Minority Leader should show us specifically which provision of our standing orders he is standing on to interrupt debate.
Yes, Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, very good exercise indeed. I earlier on saw the Honorable Majority Leader rise on his feet to interrupt Honorable Patrick Boama. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable gentleman who leads this House did not cite any order. And I heard him, I was watching him. In fact, his attempt excited my entry into this chamber. He said that the NDC did not state in their manifesto that they were going to impose a state of emergency in this Galamsey matter. He didn't consider it a rebuttal which will be contained in his own submissions. But he got up to say that the honorable member must be interrupted. Anyway, Mr. Speaker, I am tempted to say that he comes to equity without doing equity. But since he's invited me on procedure, I would face him squarely. Mr. Speaker, he is known for convenience. He is known for convenience. Even when he himself had argued that when a matter is pending before court, this house should stay its hands. He is the same person to quickly say that even when a matter is pending before court, the house is not stopped. This is Ayariga for you. That is Ayariga, the convenience principle. He has introduced a convenience principle. So, Mr. Speaker, if he's saying that he's reading of Order 122, there is no, can the majority leader keep quiet and gently listen? Because that's what I did. That is the rule. You must keep quiet and listen. Mr. Speaker, the Order 122 upon which I mounted my argument of point of order is very clear. Mr. Speaker, at what point do you interrupt debate? The content of the speech is misleading. If a member argues that ECG has had increase in revenue as a result of prudence, what's the meaning of prudence? Meaning that previously the management of funds led to some waste. However, under this new management, they have taken some steps. Therefore, those steps have led to an increase in revenue. Mr. Speaker, first of all, when they were in opposition, they criticized the Haptel software machinery that has been put in place. They came, it's the same Haptel system that is there. 2, we are telling you that the increase in revenue is as a result of the 18% tariff adjustment. That is 1. 2.
Honorable Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, when the majority leader on his speech, you never ask him a question.
Yes,
this is becoming one too many. I won't accept this. You allow him to speak. When he gets to us, then you start asking questions. Why didn't you interrupt him? Mr. Speaker, don't do this.
Which question
Mr.
did
Speaker,
I ask you?
Don't do this. Whenever they are
Minority Leader, which question did I ask you? Which question did I ask you?
Mr. Speaker, you never interrupted him. When he was on his
Which question did I ask you?
Mr. Speaker, when he was on his feet,
Minority Leader,
not a word came from you.
Honorable Minority Leader, you can have a disagreement with what the Deputy Finance Minister, is saying. You have the opportunity to debate. You have indicated that if the revenue was increased, it's because they have increased the tariff. If in his opinion that is prudent, that he is entitled to it. So that cannot amount to misleading the House. So, Honorable Minority Leader, you have the opportunity. You can disagree with him, but your disagreement with what he is saying will not amount to a point of order within the meaning of the rules.
Mr. Speaker, you have made a good call. Earlier you ruled, and upon ruling I resume my seat. You, however, granted the space for the majority leader to come in to now ask me a specific question. Mr. Speaker, he asked me a question on procedure. You allowed him to flow until he finished. Mr. Speaker, you can hear him, you see? Now, you gave me the opportunity to respond to him because I had yielded to your ruling. But because you gave him the opportunity to ask me a direct question on Order 122 and 123, it was therefore important to come back to explain to him the mainstay of my argument. So, Mr. Speaker, if you are keeping to your ruling, I will yield because, Mr. Speaker, if you rule, that is the order.
Yes,
but
that
Mr.
is
Speaker,
exactly what I'm trying to do.
Mr. Speaker, again, the rule on fairness also requires that both sides must be treated fairly. Mr. Speaker, if you have ruled on my matter, then what was the basis for he coming back as if he is a presiding officer? Mr. Speaker, he came back really reading the same rules again and going on to say that I should answer. These were his words. And you asked that honorable minority leader respond. That is why I was responding.